Hello, shalom, it's your boy, Renaissance here, bringing you guys a brand new D-Police deck profile. This is My Glorious Justice updated. I think it's the worst deck in My Glorious Justice, but it's still really strong. It's better than most clans right now, because all that they got added on to their consistency or their pressure, which is really needed, and it gives them more defensive capabilities. So, without further ado, here we go. We got Die Liner as a 4-of. He's the main ride target at grade 3. He gives you a grade 3's plus 10k shield, which is, as you can see, why we run 11 grade 3's in here. For a Counter Blast and a Soul Blast, you can check top 7 to add any normal unit from them to your hand, and you'd get plus 20k in a crit if you grabbed a grade 3. Now, that's really strong. That's a very good effect. Even if you whiff the grade 3, you still get a very useful grade 2 or 1. It's a much needed effect that D-Police was needing quite badly, because they just didn't have ways to gain advantage outside of Die Brave and draw triggers for the most part. So having targeted deck filtration with the possibility of even gaining power and crit pressure is really strong. And then plus, your grade 3's gaining plus 10k shield is also very strong, because now you can run a higher grade 3 count, so then your Die Liner can have a higher chance of hitting a grade 3 off its skill, and you have a lot more defensive capabilities through that. So next we're running a 4 Great Dayusha. He's how you win the game, pretty much. If your Vanguard is at 45,000 or higher power, at the end of the battle, you can Counter Blast 1 and ride Great Dayusha from your hand. You still get a force marker off of it, and he gains plus 10. And then whenever you ride him, you give your front row plus 10. Now, you can only do the on-ride effect if you have not ridden that turn already. So you can't ride Die Liner, get him up to 45, and then go Great Dayusha. No, you gotta go Die Liner, and then next turn, not ride again, and then you can do Great Dayusha, which is fine. It makes the card balanced, so then you can't constantly repeat Great Dayusha someone. And yeah, Great Dayusha, he just gives you an insane power boost afterwards, and then also for a very low cost of a Counter Blast, you get an extra Twin Drive, which adds more cards to your hand and gives you a high chance to hit triggers. So yeah, he's how you win the game. Next we're running 3 Daizaris. On Vanguard, for each damage you have, he gains plus 5. And then also on Rearguard, at the end of the battle that he attacks, if your Vanguard has 35,000 or more power, then you can Counter Blast 1, move him to Soul. Give your Vanguard plus 10,000 and an extra drive check. This card is really good. I only run him at 3 because you don't really need a 4th one. You will only use this effect maybe twice. Typically how a game would go is Die Liner twice, Daizaris twice, and Great Dayusha once, for the most part. So you want to be able to use your Die Liner, well, have the Counter Blast to use Die Liner and Great Dayusha more often than Daizaris, but Daizaris gives you more card advantage, more pressure, really. That's the theme with a lot of this new stuff, is it gives you card advantage and pressure, which a lot of clans are lacking right now. So yeah, getting the extra drive, gaining plus 10, sick nasty. Don't need a 4th, just run 3. Good. Next we're running 4 Die Dragon. He's the main beater of the deck. Him gaining plus 10 just from your Vanguard getting big is really nice, and he also helps your Vanguard get big. You don't really use the Soul Blast effect too much. Just like if you really need it. But Dialiner usually does the trick. Dizois usually does the trick. So yeah, you're mainly using him for the extra 10k power rear guard. We are also running 2 Miracle Dandy for extra defense, because we're running a higher grade 3 count and we're not guaranteed to always hit Dialiner. I'd like to at least have some form of getting a lot more shield. So Miracle Dandy really helps out with that. And also just having a couple more 1 card to the passes on unboosted Vanguards is really nice. I really like it. We're running 3 Platinum Ace. So him combined with Die Brave is really sick, turn 2. Platinum Ace gains +5, Die Brave on rear guard. So then that's a 23k attack. If you do Die Brave, then that's a 28k attack. So you pretty much almost guarantee your opponent loses something or you gain something. And the opponent would lose a lot through them having the guard higher, more higher. So yeah, Platinum Ace. Platinum Ace early on is your main ride target, as long as you have Die Brave. And then he also, on attack, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater with 30,000 more power, you can Soul Blast 1. He gains +10 in the crit. So that puts crit pressure on the rear guard circle. That's so huge. A lot of decks need that. D-Police just got a lot of stuff that other decks need, and it's working out really well for them. Them being able to gain massive amounts of power, because if you combine it with Great Dayusha, then Platinum Ace gains probably 20,000 power, since you're probably giving the Force Marker to him. And then you also have the trigger checks, Platinum Ace's effect, yada yada yada. So yeah, Platinum Ace is a really strong, nice card, both in early and later in the game. Running 4 Die Brave, very self-explanatory. Puts himself in soul to draw a card. So you filter through the deck, you gain more soul for your cost. He Soul Blast to help your Vanguard hit higher numbers. Boom! Easy peasy. Running 3 Dilander. Dilander, he prevents your opponent from intercepting if your Vanguard's at 30,000 or more power. With this meta of Bermuda Triangle and Nova Grappler, they both want to intercept and just use a lot of the defenses that way. Since Bermuda Triangle has Fina, Fina gives them a lot of shield. So you use Dilander to prevent that. And also, a lot of the grade 1 options are kind of garbo. This has the most implications, I'd say. Well, more than most. There's also that, like, monster promo dude that prevents the opponent from boosting once you guard with it, but it costs a counter blast. It's really good in the Bermuda matchup, but that's like the main thing. In all other matchups, it's not as great. Yeah. So yeah, Dilander is just a really nice way to create a little bit more pressure on the opponent. And I'm running 4 Quilt. I might knock this down. I haven't decided yet, because it really helps hit numbers, honestly. On play, discard a card, you have plenty of extra cards in your hand. Like, you don't need to worry about, early on at least, just losing resources off it. You just give +10 to your Vanguard. Now, that is really sick, because if you don't see a grade 3 off Dialiner, then you can do Quilt and then Die Brave or Die Dragon to gain 15. So then your Dialiner will become a 38 with a Force Marker, and then you can activate Dizaurus to make it higher, because Dizaurus needs Dialiner to be at a minimum of 35,000. So Dizaurus really helps out with that. Its second effect doesn't really apply too much. If your Vanguard is 30,000 power greater than you on attack, you counterblast 1 and draw a card. It's not very effective in this build because you're counterblasting a lot, but it does have its very niche situations. In the gameplay you're about to see, I didn't use it at all. So yeah, we're running 5 draw, 4 of which being the PGs, and then 7 crit and 4 heal. 7 crit, you want a lot of crit pressure, since this deck hits really high numbers really easily. But I wanted to add in an extra draw trigger so then I could see my pieces a little more. Because sure, you're going through your deck filtering all the time, but you want to see Die Liner first of all, and you also want to see Great Dayusha, which Die Liner searches Great Dayusha pretty much, but nothing searches Die Liner before Die Liner. So just having all the extra draw power you need is really handy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck review, and that hello lads, welcome to the good old match. So I'm playing against my boy Connor, shout out to him. He's playing Beast Deities. I'm playing, you know, the D Police deck that you all just saw. I hope you guys liked the new editing. I've been trying to learn a little more on how to edit, and yeah, it's really nice. I've been learning a lot for like the past 24 hours on doing all that, and I think it looks really nice, so hope you all enjoy that. But anyway, sorry for the ramble. We're gonna get going. I'm gonna be going in faster speed. So in this matchup, I want to try to like sustain early on and then burst him really hard late game through Great Dayusha and Daizaris and Dyliner. So I opened up really well with a Platinum Ace and a Die Brave and something else to ride grade 1. So I got a little bit of an early game going on, and then I also have a heal trigger to help defend. So he went first. He rode Visor Custom. I'm gonna ride into Die Lander, being able to draw an extra card, and then we just swing at him. We drive check Great Dayusha. Now right now I'm gonna be trying to hard fetch Die Liner because I really need to see him in this matchup. He swings in with the kick. I don't guard, so then he drive checks a Beetlejack. There's a Dandy. So now I ride in the Platinum Ace, who's at 15,000 now. And then I decide to be a little bit aggressive to him. And then I also do a Die Brave skill, because I want to get either a high damage count or lower his resources early on. So I swing at him for 18 with that column first, so then if my Vanguard hits, then I can do that Die Brave without losing power. I drive check, no trigger. He damages a Beetlejack, so now I do a Die Brave. And then I draw a Die Liner. So now I'm thinking about if I want to do the other Die Brave here. I decide against it, because I want to keep the extra rear guard for later on. In hindsight, I probably should have, because he was about to hit grade 3 and he has a really strong rush turn. So I could have needed the extra card. But it's fine either way. So that rear guard gains +6, because he has 2 damage. Beetlejack's at 29. I decide how I want to guard it, if I want to guard it, because Illuminal Dragon's going to restand it with a +10 bonus. So I decide to guard it because I want to be able to... Fuck, words are hard. Okay, whatever. So I damage check the Dayusha. Then, yeah, he brings me to 4 damage, which really sucks. So we're gonna ride into Die Liner. We're gonna go Force 1 because we wanna get to our magic numbers a lot easier. We do his skill. So here, I get a big whiff and get to choose between Die Dragon and Quilt. I end up choosing Die Dragon here because I've already got a Quilt and 2 other grade 1s in hand. So Die Dragon lets me hit the side column numbers really well. I don't know why I was choosing for so long. It was a pretty obvious choice. So yeah. Now we shuffle them all back in. Add the Die Dragon to our hand. We don't gain plus 20 in a crit, which is okay. It's fine not getting that fully. And we call Die Liner. So then his grade 2s can't intercept for each other. So then we have Die Dragon go attack Brutal Jack. Now my opponent really likes this Brutal Jack. So he decides to drop a 20k on it. It tells me he has like either a lot of grade 3s or much needed units he wants, or perfect guards. So hit a crit, give it to Vanguard, and then we hit a draw and give it to Platinum Ace. So Platinum Ace now can't use its skill because Die Liner's only at 23 technically. I could have used Die Brave skill there, but I wanted to keep him still. So yeah, he decides to perfect guard that one. And then we pass the turn. So his Brutal Jack stays rested. He calls another Brutal Jack. He rests 2 to stand that Brutal Jack, and then he calls a Scarlet Bird here to restand those 2. So he's got a really strong formation right now. That's gonna be pretty hard to deal with. I decided to take this first one because I wanted to go for a damage trigger so everything else would be really easy to guard. Because I really don't want to have to lean on using Great Dayusha to guard. So we hit the trigger, which is really nice. So we give it to our Vanguard. So now, all of his attacks can still hit, they're just a lot easier to guard now though. So now he swings 27. I decide to intercept with Die Dragon. In hindsight, I could have just guarded with the Penguin on that, because that drill guy in the back won't let me guard with more than 2 well, guard with 1 card in my hand. It has to be 2 or more, so I could have double intercepted then. So yeah, he's swinging 29 and I need a guard with at least 2 cards, so I just decided to use the Die Dragon also. Because I want to keep the Quilt for the power boost, and then I'm planning on getting a Dizars off Die Liner. I'll just get another front or rear guard off Die Liner anyway. So he hits the heal. He realizes he doesn't get to heal, so he puts it back here in a second. So yeah. Now we do Die Liner's skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I hit 2 Die Liners off it, so we're just gonna grab one of them, so then my Vanguard Die Liner gains 20,000 in a crit. So now he has access to the good old Dayusha. Now we call Quilt, and use Quilt skill to discard Quilt to give 10,000 more to the Vanguard. And then we end up using Die Brave to give him 5,000 more, because I don't believe he has a perfect guard in his hand. It would be that first card in his hand before the drive check. So my goal is to try to end the game here. So now we go 66 double crit, and he doesn't have the stuff to guard it, so we sack another crit on him, and he just dies. So yeah, thank you all for watching. As you can tell with the deck, you pretty much just like slowly generate advantage through your early game Platinum Ace Die Brave turn through Die Liner, and then once you get to like the formation I have out here right now, you're golden. Because if he was able to block that, then I would have been able to trans-dimension into Great Dayusha, and then my front row gained plus 10, Great Daiyusha will gain another 10, and then I give a force marker, probably the Platinum Ace. So I was gonna hit really hard anyway. It's a second grade 3 turn kind of deck. If you get a decent enough formation, you'll be able to just blow the game out of the water and either gain a huge advantage or just kill them. As long as you get all the pieces you need with Die Liner, Great Daiyusha, and just some rear guards. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know if you like the style of editing that happened in the deck breakdown. And I will see you guys next time.